Hi there. Welcome to the TNAIW GoGoPower Rankings show. Alongside me is my co-host, none other than Burt Maclin. No relation to Steve Maclin, by the way. All right, Burt. So what are you looking forward to change this week? Or whose stock do you think is rising or declining?
Well, I think the safe bet would be to assume that based on last night's results, Josh Alexander is going to be somewhere, if not at the top of the rankings. I would just assume that. I think that's a safe bet.
I definitely do agree with you. I see Josh Alexander moved up, Moose moved down, and Ace Austin, who was not on the rankings last week, was in the rankings this week.
I agree with that.
All right, Bert. So how would people join the power rankings, and how do the power rankings work for anybody who's curious?
Well, first off, the power rankings work. It's pretty simple. We rank everyone 1 through 10. 10 getting 1 point, 9 getting 2 points, all the way to 1 getting 10 points. Also, the champions each get bonus points. For example, the world champions, both men and women, get 10 points each, while the men and women tag team champions get 5 and 5 each. The digital media champion and X Division champion get 5 each as well. And if you want to join the rankings, it's very simple. All you have to do is hit me up on Twitter at BurtMaclin11, shoot me a DM, and we'll look to get you into the Power Rankings committee. It's that simple.
All right, you guys heard it here first. If you guys have an issue with the Power Rankings, if you agree or you disagree, make sure you shoot Burt a DM on Twitter. Number 10, Eddie Edwards and Honor No More. Number 9, Bullet Club. Number 8, Tag Team Champions, The Influence. Number 7, Moose. Number 6, New Reina de Reinas champion, Taya Valkyrie. Number 5, Steve Maclin. Number 4, Tag Team Champions, VBD. Number 3, Knockouts champion, Tasha Steeles. Number 2, new X Division champion, Ace Austin. Number 1, Impact World champion, Josh Alexander. All right, I have to say, I'm really shocked by the fact that Eddie Edwards was under the Bullet Club. I mean, correct me if I'm mistaken, but didn't Eddie Edwards defeat Chris Bay? Didn't Jay White lose his match? Didn't the Good Brothers lose the 8 tag team elimination challenge?
Those are all fair points, and those are all true. That's all true.
So what the hell is Eddie Edwards at number 10 when Bullet Club's right above him?
I would just have to say it's a culmination of more than just a small blip of one night, and say just because Bullet Club's really hot right now. And that's what I would say.
I do agree with you. Bullet Club is hot right now, and they're on the roll. But they lost all of their matches.
Yeah, that should matter more. You're right.
I'm not surprised Josh Alexander is number 1. He did defeat Moose and is now the new Impact World Champion. You know who I'm surprised is not on this list? Ishii. He beat Jonah. He's deserving of a spot on here. At least I think so.
I just think maybe it's just, while it was a big win, an impactful win, I just think it's one win and maybe just too small of a sample size.
True. I mean, I get why Violent by Design is on here because they did retain their tag titles, but their match was their weakest match on the card. So why are they so high up on the rankings?
That's another point. Fair point. I agree with you on that as well.
But anywho, what do you think is going to happen in next week's Power Rankings?
I would assume Josh Alexander to keep trending up, and I would assume Moose to slowly start trending down. I'm not saying he's going to fall out of the rankings, but I wouldn't assume him to be anywhere near number 1 for the time being.
I definitely do agree. I do think Josh Alexander is going to keep his position as number 1 in the Power Rankings. I do think Moose is going to keep going down. I think Eddie Edwards should be a little higher on the power rankings, though. So I'm expecting to see him move up. Do you have any final comment? Any final thoughts?
I guess I would have to say that I'm interested to see how high and how long Ace Austin stays this high in the rankings, because he's number 2 right now, and I think he's going to be the next world champion. So it'll be interesting to see how high he stays up in the rankings going forward.
I definitely do agree. I am a big fan of Ace Austin. I'm also a big fan of Steve Maclin. So I'm curious to see where they place next week in the power rankings.
Yeah, I would interested to see. I think I could see Steve Maclin cracking the top 3, or at least the top 5.
Yes, I definitely do see that. All right. So with that being said, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. I cannot wait to see the fallout from Rebellion and who makes the power rankings.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.